What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Dean, aka the Blue Crusader, and today what I'm going to be doing is we're going to be jumping into a blast from the past video because I'm going to be exploring some of my early Minecraft saves. Now unfortunately I don't have the very first world which I created because I played Minecraft way back in 2009, so I don't have some of the first worlds I had unfortunately, but I actually stumbled across a few files which I'd put online which contain some of my early worlds from some of the older versions like Minecraft 1.2.3 and 1.2.5. So I'm going to jump into these worlds. One of them is actually a server world. I think it's some kind of spawn. Not sure what to expect. Then there's a castle world and a world just called 1.2.3. Have no clue what to expect because time has completely erased the memory from my mind of what any of these worlds are, but I thought it'd be interesting to make a video for us just to jump into some of my old Minecraft worlds and just see what's in store for us. Okay, so the first one is just castle. Now it says must be converted. This is a really old world, bear in mind, okay? I think this is 1.2.5. I'm pretty sure I made this when ocelots and the jungles got added to the world. So, not sure what to expect, but we've dropped into some kind of NPC village here, and behind us is a castle. So this is interesting stuff. You'll see from the get-go this is actually in survival mode, so we can't really do so much in terms of flying around. I'm hoping we can change to creative. Okay, cheats are not enabled. That's not a great start, but I guess I found it necessary to put it back in survival mode. So this map is just a normal NPC village. I'm pretty sure I made this when they just added villages or when they just added jungles and things like that. This is like a 1.2.5 map, like I said. Pretty old stuff. So I made this just to showcase some of the new features. You'll see that we are playing on 1.12.2. The reason that is because I couldn't actually play the old versions because every time I tried to download them off the Minecraft launcher, I just had some kind of unexpected crash and I couldn't actually use them, which is unfortunate. But yeah, this is probably one of the most basic NPC villages. This is a very early version of villagers. I don't even think any village professions are here. Maybe there's like a blacksmith or something. I think this dude's got an apron on, right? Okay, yeah, we do actually have some profession villagers. Leatherworker. So I guess we do have a few different special villages, but this is a very early village from this world. And this is supposed to be my castle. I guess this build was something that I was so proud of at the time that I just felt necessary to upload to the internet. And just looking at it, you can tell, well, yeah, it's not very impressive, is it? But it has some kind of redstone system. At the time, I thought this was so cool because my friends and I used to make these awesome trenches or moats, which is basically the water around the castle, and then we'd have a kind of drawbridge system where obviously since you can't make a portcullis or a drawbridge which comes down, we'd make one out of trapdoors with redstone on them which opens all the trapdoors simultaneously and is supposed to obviously drop the mobs or players into the moat. So pretty cool system, unless obviously your base gets griefed. Probably not anti-grief proof. This is the whole idea behind that, so we could walk across it and go inside, and then inside there'd be a lever which would open the drawbridge and then you would fall in, except it's not very effective because you can actually just walk around, so it doesn't really stop anyone from falling in whatsoever, so it's kind of pointless. If I wanted to, I could just walk around and get inside the castle. I probably should have thought about that. Didn't really design it very well. I guess I was just messing around with redstone. Still not very good with redstone. This is probably still the best I can do with redstone, but I thought it was pretty cool. Then inside the castle we just have a series of beds, and I guess this is some kind of knight's castle. We did have an enchanting bench, a dispenser, a crafting table, and furnaces. One of the furnaces looks to be on, but there's nothing inside it, which is kind of spooky, and then a jukebox. So we do have a few chests over here as well. So we have one for food, which has tons of food in, the classic golden apples and some other food inside. Every set of armor which was available back then, so that's from leather all the way to diamond, and then recently there's been netherite which has been added. So if I was to update the map, which would be kind of weird because it doesn't look very good, I would obviously have a space here to put the last armor set in, which is pretty cool. Then we have the equipment over here, all the sets, and redstone equipment here like detector rail, powered rail, and different types of minecarts. So all in all, a really bad build if you think about it. Not very impressive by any means, but this is the old version of Minecraft. This was like 1.2.5 where anything was impressive. And you'll also notice that the castle has no symmetry whatsoever. So on this side, there's 4 blocks. And then on the other side, there's a lot more than 4 blocks. There's like 6 blocks. So there's no symmetry. It looks pretty ugly as it is because there's no kind of special building styles or many variations of blocks. But then the door isn't even in the center, so it just looks ridiculous. But this was a cool world, and I uploaded this to Planet Minecraft, and that's the reason why I remember this so much. The next world is called 1.2.3, which is in survival mode. Now the version's unknown, which is interesting, but it says 1.2.3, so obviously it was from 1.2.3. And I think I actually made this just specifically to showcase all the new features in 1.2.3 because I uploaded this to Planet Minecraft 2 for people to download to try the new update. This was before I was even making Minecraft videos. I think I might have made the odd few videos, but I wasn't taking YouTube seriously back at this point. I'm not sure when 1.2.3 was even released in terms of the year. Okay, so this map was made back in 2012. Now the initial release was March the 2nd, and I'm pretty sure I made this like on the first day or the first few days. So 2012, it's 2020 now, so that's 8 years ago. So I was probably only like, oh geez, 14 or something. That was a pretty long time ago. So you'll see that we have all the iron golems here. I spawned all the golems. Not sure if they were new in this update, but I guess I just spawned them because they were cool. And then I actually had a cat around here somewhere, which is actually a tamed ocelot. So this is the first time that you can obviously tame ocelots and have cats as pets in Minecraft, and I thought that was a super cool thing to have in the game. You'll see that the cat's legs are a little bit weird in Minecraft, especially the early versions where they just go through the tops of the bodies, but I thought it was really cool when you could have cats as pets. And iron golems were pretty fresh at this point too, so I just went on a rampage spawning them everywhere. Another thing I made was this. Don't know what this is. I think this is just literally a showcase for redstone lamps. I would presume that they must have added redstone lamps in 1.2.32, because otherwise why on earth would I make some weird never-ending tower of these things, because there's no other purpose behind it whatsoever. But I made some weird lamp tower, which is just pointless. And then also I have the frame here to actually make another iron golem. So what I would do is I'd put another iron block here and it'd make a golem. I'd probably have to remove some of the sand, but I guess I was just toying around with all the iron golem building. And I even have a diamond sword here with fire aspect on, so I guess I was enchanting stuff too. Now it's pretty interesting because husks, I'm pretty sure, weren't even in that update at that point. Correct me if I'm wrong, in 1.2.3, but obviously new mobs will spawn in old worlds, but it's pretty interesting. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is about all there is in this world. Not really much to see, but still pretty funny to drop back on. But if we do go further up a little bit before we do quit this world, you can see that the mountain spawning is a little bit weird. Not sure if it's got corrupted. This is probably something to do with corruption because it's such an old world for an older version. But the face of the mountain is completely just normal stone, and you can see ores in the face of it. Most mountains you'd expect to have grass which comes down on the outside, but this is a really unique type of generation. So I'm not sure if this was just the map in that update and this is the generation, or if it's because I converted the world, but this is kind of strange, don't you think? So the final world is codenamed JH. This is because for some reason when I downloaded this map, this actually had the name of one of my friends. I guess I just trolled and just put my friend's full name as the map's name, so obviously I've changed it for this video, but I'm pretty sure this was some kind of server map. It might just be a random map with nothing on it, so I'm kind of curious what we're going to find, but I think it was earlier than 1.12, so should be supported. Already you can see this crashed my game, so I don't know what version this map was built for. I don't know how you can actually check what version it was for either, but it said unknown and just crashed my game. Maybe it was for a new version of the game. I'm not sure how old that is. So the map that just crashed my game, I uploaded in 2013. So if we type in 2013 version, it says Minecraft 1.7. So maybe this was from Minecraft 1.7. I have no clue. Maybe I can't even load this on the newest version. So what about if we go to version 1.7.10? Maybe it'll let me load this map, because we couldn't convert it just then. but maybe there's a way that we can actually play on this map. Okay, so I've connected to the world on 1.7.10 and it's actually said that the map isn't corrupted now. So this is actually pretty impressive. I'm actually really happy now. So we've connected to the world and this seems to be one of my very old servers. So I think this is some kind of spawn for my old server, because what I'd usually do is I build a huge big spawn for each server with my friends, and we'd build some kind of cool pathway system with glowstone lanterns. I guess this is unfinished, but this would be the spawn city. This is obviously very old, so at this point we weren't as good at building, but I would presume that my friend would have built this path, because he usually seems to be the person who builds all the paving and the roads and stuff when we make a server spawn. Do look out for a new server though in the future. I am planning on making a modded server, so look out for that in a few months. But yeah, I think this is some kind of server spawn. Can't remember for the life of me building this or what server we ran this on, but this is just generally cool. I actually think this is a nice looking server, okay? It's obviously not impressive by any means. This is just vanilla Minecraft. It's just an upgraded village. Nothing great about it, but I do actually like the look of this. It's pretty nostalgic. So it says welcome to Quimbley. So I would presume I built this, but like I said, I could have just uploaded the map for a friend, so I can't honestly remember if we even built this or if we just downloaded this map, which also confuses me. I reckon we probably did build it, but I guess I can't really claim ownership on this because I just have no memory of when it was actually created. But we have some really cool watchtowers up here. It would actually be a pretty funny moment though if like it turned out we weren't actually the people who built this. This was uploaded with my friend's name as the world name, so how much more personal can you get? I'm pretty sure we probably did make this. And it's just an upgraded village. There's not really much to see in it. It's a village with lots of different glowstone lamps added to it and a little bit of an outside wall, because villagers obviously have great resources. You can see this particular village has tons of different farm crops around it. There's a lot of stuff to gather, so I guess making a wall around it's pretty cool. But it does seem a little bit extra in terms of being a village. It seems a little bit upgraded because there's just huge buildings. Like, these buildings go on a lot longer than normal village huts would do. We have the docks, the sewer, and the well this way. So interesting, there's a few things which we've built. There was a swimming pool at the start as well, which I didn't actually point out. But the idea of this being an upgraded village, really cool to me. I do actually like upgraded builds. So inside here we have the Quimbley well. So I don't know where the name Quimbley came from. But this is in creative mode too, which is really nice, so we're not going to die when we go down here. So this is some special well, and then this goes down into a sewer system, which looks very inspired by some kind of like game, maybe Oblivion or Skyrim, or even Morrowind. But yeah, this is back when mossy cobblestone was extremely vibrant and bright green as well, so this looks pretty cool. And we even have water flowing properly down here, so this is a cool little system, and then it goes out into the sand. I do seem to have a memory of building this part of the sewer though, so I'm pretty sure we did actually make this. And then when you go out into the back of the ocean, we have a small cell here. So this is probably not the best idea, but if we break the ceiling here, you can see there is actually an ender portal frame over here with a mob spawner in. So it kind of seems like some weird unfinished stronghold that's just encased in here. Don't know how that was spawned, maybe via a server plugin or something like that. But things look a bit strange. But you'll see on here, we do have a little dock on the side of the ocean as well. And on this dock, we have some boats which we can actually take from the harbour. Now, this does seem like the kind of thing which I'd build, because just having boats to start off from here seemed like a really cool idea for me. Like, you could go out fishing and stuff like this. And then there's some chests here which don't really particularly have anything in them. But if we go further out, stuff's slightly a little bit glitchy. Don't know how this ended up like this. Oh my god, okay. So when we go all the way out here, all of the items are just potatoes. Don't know where potatoes came from. Don't really know why my game isn't crashing either at this point, or why it's not lagging even more. But for some reason, this is like some volcano. Are these particles? Oh, okay, this is just all grass. So whoever messed around with this, probably me or my friend, I presume, probably messed around with World Edit and just changed all the blocks into grass, and then there's just potatoes there. Don't know why, but I'm going to get away from that before my PC destroys itself. But yeah, this is actually probably the coolest map out of all of them so far. So this is the docks, so there's kind of like a cool navigation system around the city. There's paths and signs to everywhere, and it's just an elite version of an NPC village. Nothing really anything more than that. but it's actually really nicely built. But there's not really that many places to visit in the city. There's just a few farms, a few different gateways and exits, and a huge big pathway which goes into the wilderness for survival. And then over here, I presume these are just pieces of cobblestone wall. I'm guessing this is some effort to make a graveyard. Not really sure. And then there's another one of these really weird volcanoes over here, which is made out of grass and lava. And I would presume there's probably more potatoes here. This is probably just a glitch from converting the world or something. This probably isn't supposed to be like this. I don't think there's supposed to be potatoes like here. Maybe we use some map editor and just mess some stuff up. I do not know what happened. But all in all, this has been an interesting video. So let me know in the comments below which of these old maps of ours on Minecraft was your favourite. Did you like the castle one? The unsymmetrical castle? Did you like the one where I just spawned tons of iron golems in the jungle for no apparent reason? Or this city which is called Quimbley, which I have a very little memories of actually building myself, and I can't remember the origin of it, but it's pretty awesome. So let me know what your favourite map is that I showed you in this video. And let me know if you want me to make another video like this. I'm thinking about making a video where I go on Planet Minecraft or some Minecraft map website and download some super old and nostalgic maps from the old Minecraft versions and play them in the modern day. I think that would be a super cool video. Maybe we'll play some of the old maps like the Temple of Notch, or maybe just play some old maps that just players uploaded like Survival Worlds and just see what the players have built or left behind and how different it is to the new versions. So if you do want to see that, make sure to like the video and subscribe with notifications turned on. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.